This is News 3 Today with Maria Silva.
Good Saturday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It is one of the toughest parts about living here in beautiful Las Vegas, and it's here. We're of course talking about the triple-digit temps. An excessive heat warning remains in effect. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now. The containment cap over the blown-out well in the Gulf of Mexico appears to be holding strong. However, BP is taking another day to inspect the cap. In Southern California, at least 1,200 people have been chased out of their homes by a wildfire that is burning large amounts of land and now threatening homes. And Matt, we saw you were out there earlier today. Those investigators as well as fire crews were out there for several hours. We're being told that homicide detectives are actually investigating this. Thousands of Nevadans remain desperate in this tough economy. They want to save their homes from foreclosure, but aren't sure what their options are. This weekend, a group of experts hosted a foreclosure workshop. If you're heading out there, make sure you take plenty of water and that sunscreen. It is just going to be extremely hot out there today. Again, there is that excessive heat warning in effect from now until 9 p.m. on Sunday. Now, some areas there's still that 20% possibility we could see those thunderstorms again here in our valley. Let's go ahead and show you a video from last night. This is in the north part of our valley. Some areas seeing that lightning out there again today, that 20% chance sticking around today and actually throughout the weekend, and that's causing us to have that humidity. It's a bit higher right now. Well, welcome back. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Maria Silva in the Weather Center. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now. Of course, the heat, that excessive heat warning in effect, the big story today. The current temp right now already at 9:20 this morning, 99 degrees. Some areas already seeing those triple digits. Those winds out of the south at 6 miles per hour. And living in Las Vegas, I usually tell folks it's a dry heat. Well, that hasn't been the case this weekend. Some areas seeing those scattered thunderstorms and showers, so that humidity a bit high. 19 right now as we speak. The temperature today 113 for our high. That is way above our average. Again, we should be at about 105 for this time of the year. Our record was set back in 2005. That was a 116. So again, just a few degrees below that. Those winds today out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. And again, that excessive heat warning, just be careful out there, in effect until 9 this evening. Here's what we can expect for the rest of your day. That UV index at 11, extreme out there. By noon, we'll see 107, and then by 5 p.m. we'll hit our high of 113. And of course, we're not the only ones suffering. The rest of our region as well. Here's what we can expect for our highs today. Laughlin, check that out, seeing 116, as well as Overton and Mesquite. We have Alamo seeing 104 for the high on the Sunday. Pahrump seeing 110. If you are heading over to Lake Mead to jump into the water to cool off, 116 for the high there. Those winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That excessive heat warning in effect until 9 p.m. there as well. Up at beautiful Mount Charleston, of course, much cooler up there. 86 for the high there today. Those winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Still that possibility, 20% chance of thunderstorms up there. And here's what we can expect for the rest of your 7-day. There is a cool down. Here we go. Tomorrow still 110, again way above average. Even when it comes to our lows, we should be at about 79 this time of year. We're seeing 90 for tonight and then 80s for the rest of the week. We could see a cool down beginning on Thursday, and actually not much of a cool down. That's where we should be for this time of the year. Also, beginning tomorrow afternoon, we could start seeing those breezy conditions sticking around until Wednesday. Again, if you are heading out, just be extra careful out there. We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.
Go to News 3's Maria Silva, live from Moapa. Maria, the fire there is still not contained.
That's right. So BLM officials can't tell us right now a percentage when it comes to their containment efforts. They are still out here. From our vantage point up here, let me get out of the way. I can tell you 600 acres have been charred, and throughout the day we've been seeing smoke, and that is a big concern. Those smoldering hot spots throughout the day. Mother Nature not helping much with the winds really picking up, as well as the low humidity. There's plenty of dry brush and other vegetation out here. We witnessed one of those hot spots flare up not that long ago, but the flames just were
were quickly put out by all the fire crews who are out here. Now we're going to show you video. Here's what that fire looked like yesterday. It destroyed again more than 600 acres. Sadly, it also destroyed at least 10 homes and 5 other buildings, including an LDS church recreational area burned to the ground. Now today, fire crews battling those hot spots on the ground and from the air using both an air tanker and a helicopter. They've been releasing water as well as fire retardant throughout the day. Now we did speak to some neighbors here in this area. Jean Johnson, who along with her daughters was at home when the fire first broke out, says the fact that their home was spared, nothing short of a miracle.
As soon as it hits those trees, you get out of here. So we got our car loaded up, and sure enough, the wind changed and it just took off, and we got out. And at first we came out to the highway. They let us be out here and we were watching it, and then before long it was just engulfed in the smoke, and we thought for sure we had lost it.
And the Johnsons have been let back into their home. They say the front looks great, but the back, of course, all they're seeing is the charred remains of this horrible fire. Now, we're told yesterday and today about 400 fire crews from several agencies around town have been battling this blaze. We're told that one firefighter did suffer from heat exhaustion. He is expected to be okay. We're also being told that fire crews will remain out here throughout this 4th of July weekend. Reporting live from Moapa, I'm Maria Silva. Back to you in the studio.
News 3's Maria Silva shows us how a world-renowned chef is trying to help the struggling fishermen in that region.
You certainly could leave the skin on.
It was more than just a cooking demonstration. Chef Rick Moonen taking the time to discuss a cause near and dear to his heart.
Harpoon caught, swordfish.
Sustainable fishing practices.
A good story needs to come out, you know, a completion. Look, your efforts, easing off of the swordfish for a while, allowed them to come back. The government made changes where they shut down the areas that are known to be nurseries for the swordfish, no fishing whatsoever.
And he practices what he preaches. His restaurant proudly boasts 100% of its menu proteins come from sustainably raised or caught sources.
There's always been a real respect on my end from what we get out of the ocean.
Chef Moonen says he wears a second hat, that of environmentalist.
I've been pretty involved with the oil spill issues.
So much so, he's made 2 trips to the region.
We took a tour of the Gulf, and you could see oil floating. You can see the effects the oil spill is having on the local wetlands.
Chef Moonen's restaurant is located here inside the shops at Mandalay Place, and through the end of the month, he's doing his part to help the fishermen affected by the oil spill.
It's called the Friends of the Fishermen Fund. You know, I'm selling some dishes on my menu, and the proceeds are going towards them. I'm encouraging other restaurants, other chefs to do the same.
Chef Moonen also hoping to ease some of the concerns seafood lovers may have.
No antibiotics, ever. No added growth hormones. Boom. That's the white shrimp. I was talking to the Secretary of Agriculture in Louisiana just a few days ago on my second trip down to that area. And he's saying that there's really positive results. They're not finding these high levels of toxins or things that might be harmful to people to consume.
Chef Moonen adding, we need to continue to help the fishing communities who are hurting and need our support. This as we recover from the worst environmental disaster in our nation's history. Maria Silva, News 3.